ito.
Tinignan kasi ako ni Senator Willie. There are souks that are pressed to the wall because of the recommendations. Kaya nadi-display yung mga qualifiers sa university.
Well, that's why the guidelines are important. At kami ho dito, ano pa kami? Si Senator Win, ilang taon pa itong Chairman of Finance. Si Senator JB, matagal pa dito. Mag-second term pa. Ako po, 6 years pa ako dito. Kami pong maninindigan po para sa inyo. We can refer, but it's up to the SUCs kasi kung di mo naka-enroll, hindi mo yung bibigyan siyempre. Hindi mo ba? Siyempre, kung di po yung totoong tao, hindi mo dapat yan bigyan. And yung formula, lahat ng subsidy dapat dumadaan sa institutions. Wala akong cash out. Diba? Meron po bang cash out sa TESS at TDP? Diba ano naman to? Through the schools? I want to be clear, is it through the schools? Yes. Even sa private, through the schools? Yes. Chairperson. Lahat sila nag-yes. Kayo po hindi nag-yes. Yes po.
I'm only 4 months old.
Yeah, but yes, okay. According to your colleagues, yes po yan. So ilagay mo sa guideline, walang cash out. Dapat through the institution, kung public yan or private. Nasa current guidelines po ba yan, Attorney De La Cruz? Yes, di ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay.
And not only direct to the institution, there's also another option that it should be directly released to the students through the Land Bank, Mr. Chair. So there are some regional offices already that is implementing the release direkta na po sa mga estudyante through our land.
I would suggest sa school na lang eh. Let the school disburse. Hindi ba pwede yun? The school will disburse. At least sigurado tayong learner ninyo, di ba? And then the SUCs are responsible for disbursing to their students. Kasi sila po yung may alam kung sino yung estudyante po. Si Ma'am Mirna, matagal ko pong nakatrabaho sa PSU. Tama ho, the SUCs can do this, right?
Yes, Senator. The SUCs can do it, but at the ground, the SUCs are now computerized in terms of disbursing their funds.
So mas madali.
Opo, mas madali. Yung mga pondo ay nasa land bank na po nire-release because of the computerization of the system.
Okay, but the SUCs check.
Yes po, yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
The SUCs also check.
Yes po.
How about the private? Ano yung patakaran kapag, kasi mas malaki pala yung nakakakuha ng private, 1.3 million out of 2.2 million. How do the private HEIs check kung yung estudyante ay pasok sa guidelines? Unang-una ay totoong tao, pangalawa ay pasok sa guidelines.
Yeah, i-release po yung fund sa HEIs.
Direct to the HEI.
Direct to the HEI.
So when the HEI gives the list to check, they are responsible for that list.
Yes.
Correct,
po.
diba? So yan po, makikita ho natin yan sa mga guidelines. Makikita ho natin yan yung check and balance po natin. Kasi ang raming estudyante po nito, 1.75 million students are receiving subsidies. We want to be sure na talagang karapat-dapat at nangangailangan ng mga estudyanteng yan. And para po sa akin, magandang programa po ito. We want to provide more support to more students. Kung posible lang lahat ng estudyante sa SUC, may dagdag. Bakit hindi? Diba? So, ako po, I will also recommend to the chairperson, Chairperson Shirley, that your submission to the plenary is also pending these guidelines. You know, matagal pa naman po yung plenaryo natin. I want to see the guidelines done and I want to see the new guidelines. Mahalaga ito. Kasi kung talagang bibisisiin po natin to, mahalaga yung guidelines na yan. And you've heard it from Senator Gatchalian, Senator Legarda, and myself. We want stricter guidelines, no?
Opo.
Hindi mo masama na magbigay ng tulong. In fact, maganda na namimigay tayo ng tulong. Pero yung paraan ng pagbibigay natin ng tulong, dapat pasok sa mga transparency, accountability, at yung tamang pagbigay ng tulong sa mga estudyante natin. Okay. So, sorry, Senator Win, let me just a few other things na lang to. So, gusto ko namin makita yung schedule of expenditures for the next 4 or 5 years. Dapat na 10 years. Kasi makikita ho natin gaano kalaki yung paglobo ng ating pangailangan sa pagpondo. And I want at least the chairperson and kami po dito, nakikita rin namin na baka kasi malaki yung pondo sa 2026, sa 2027, hirap na. Diba? So we want to see this moving forward. We want to see those guidelines sa pagbibigay ng scholarship na ano po siya, mas maayos na yung guideline at susundan. In the past, yung guidelines sa 4Ps, natanggal ba? Sa guidelines yung 4Ps? Attorney De La Cruz?
Kasama pa rin po siya,
Oh,
sir.
so bakit nabibigyan yung 4Ps noon kung nasa guidelines yung 4Ps?
Can I answer that?
Ay, please.
Yes.
The guidelines is in place, but the implementation became wayward.
Okay.
Why? Because the TDP in the year 1 joined the TES in the year 2. And it goes on and on. That's
Palaki
how
ng palaki.
palaki ng palaki, but unfortunately, correspondingly, kinakain kasi ng TDP yung qualifiers ng test. Kasi pumapasok yung TDP sa TES group, pero hindi naman kasi corresponding ang pagtaas ng
Question.
pera. Kaya madi-displace yung mga potential TES.
Okay, Chair.
Ang sakit ng ulo ni Secretary Rex.
Okay, Chair. But if the TDP are enrolled naman in the SUC and LUC, anong masama na yung TDP ay tulungan ay makakuha ng test moving forward? I'm trying to understand if they're enrolled anyway, at we can assume most SUCs up to 90%, 95% nangangailangan naman ng tulong. Ano ho yung negative ho doon? This is a fair question. I don't
Yeah, wala namang negative doon. Yun lang po. I do not know. Maybe there was no transparency of data when it comes to number. Yung papasok sa TDP in year 2, was it reported? And now, tama po kayo na lahat ng papasok dyan, but note po that on the ground, marami na talagang pumapasok na able na students sa state university and colleges. So yung guidelines ng listahanan are prioritized from focus down with a certain cluster of annual income ng family. Maraming TDP that are beyond yung priorities.
And again, ulitin ko po, ang prioritization in the law is 4Ps first. Mukhang kaya naman kasi I think only less than 200,000 yung mukhang papasok, no, na mula sa 4Ps. Yung susunod na bulto, para sa akin, kung naka-enroll ka sa SUC, you can avail of it. Because we're not talking about poverty level, pero kahit yung mas mataas na konti sa poverty level, kailangan pa rin ng tulong. No? That's my position. Yung sa private, kailangan rin ng ibang paraan para ma-decide kung pasok sila sa guideline. And maybe the schools can be the ones to vouch for them. Diba? So, okay. So, we want to see that schedule. No, year 1, year 2, year 3 moving forward para alam rin ho namin ano yung requirements ng programang ito in 2031, in 2035 kasi ano naman pala 4 years lang pala yung kailangan tingnan, no? So up to 2033 probably kailangan natin tingnan kasi nag-a-add up parang ano ba yung term diyan, parang nag-cumulative yon. Cumulative po at hindi naman compounded, cumulative yung pangangailangan sa scholarships. Okay, so at least makikita natin yan. Mahalaga rin po, Chair, ulitin ko lang po, yung guidelines. And let's be transparent. Let's be transparent about it. Ang mahalaga po sa akin is that lahat ng nabibigyan, pasok sa guidelines. No? And if there's referrals, the referrals can come from anybody. No? Kahit nga kapitan, nagre-refer po paminsan-minsan. But it should be up to the school and the guidelines to decide kung pasok kayo sa guideline, di ba? At the minimum, can you assure me po na lahat ng nabigay in the past, lahat naman yan pupunta sa estudyante. Correct naman, di ba? Attorney De La Cruz, kasi mukhang kayo po yung matagal na rin ba o bago rin?
I just assume September 1.
Mas bago pa kayo.
Yes pa.
Okay, but the other chair have been here for some time, no? So definitely, estudyante naman po ito, di ba? Yes.
Yes po, yes po.
Okay.
Yes po, Mr.
So it's just a matter of knowing kung tama yung targeting natin, di ba? So ako po, when we pushed for the free college law, marami na rin pong nagbatikos noon na hindi yan targeted, masyadong malawak. But as our SUC presidents know, and kayo rin po naging SUC president, alam naman po natin na 80, maybe even 90% in most SUCs need support. Diba? Hindi naman ang UP po dito, yun naman yung umaabot na 40% sinasabi nilang mga may kaya. But most SUCs and LUCs, ganoon naman po yung sitwasyon. So we will push for more scholarships. And ito pong 3.5 million students na may suporta mula sa gobyerno, we will do our best na itaas pa ito. So thank you, Chair. I have another set of questions for second round po. Thank you.
Marami pong salamat,
Thank you.
Senator Go.
Quick intervention lang. Narinig ko lang sa sagot nyo kanina, Chair Agrupis, na may 2.5 billion savings sa UACTE. At paano nagkaroon ng savings? Diba kulang nga? Paano nagkaroon ng savings?
Hindi na disperse. Hindi na disperse?
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
Go ahead, attorney.
Kasi we're talking about may utang, we're talking about mismatch projections, and then ngayon meron palang sobra. No? So from a budgeting point of view, magulo yun. So bakit nagkaroon? This is free higher education, di ba?
Apo.
Free higher education, so pupunta to sa college, sa mga SUCs, mga public universities, tama?
Mr. Chair, what Chair Shirley had mentioned is about the 2024 po na we were not yet able to disburse kasi susunod hanggang December 31 po, Mr. Chair. Pero these are projection din po, baka po not be able to disburse it, Mr. Chair, kasi po hindi po siya kasama talaga doon sa NEP ng 2024 po namin, Mr. Chair. So basically, it was an insertion for the tertiary education subsidy, Mr. Chair.
Okay, it's an insertion, it's an amendment for free higher education.
For free higher education, for tertiary education subsidy, Mr. Chair.
For tertiary
Education
for
subsidy.
tests.
Yes po,
So
Mr. Chair.
savings sa test. Hindi siya savings sa free higher education. Kasi these are, can you use your mic?
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
These are two different
Yes
para
po.
maklaro natin. Okay.
For free education subsidy,
So
Mr. Chair.
ito ba yung nakita kong, meron akong nakita dito sa report no na, ano ba yun? Fisaro?
Po.
Iba pa yun?
Iba pa po yan, Mr.
May
Chair.
Fisaro na 2 billion?
That's for 2025 po, Mr.
25
Chair.
naman to.
Apo.
So,
Yung 2024 po, ang may 2.5 billion po kami na,
sa test,
yes po, Mr.
which
Chair.
program under the test?
The tertiary education subsidy as a whole po, Mr.
As a
Chair.
whole.
Yes
Oh,
po.
pero in-amend/insert for what purpose?
For tulong
Tutungtong yan,
yes.
I'm sure.
Opo. Kasi
So,
kasama rin po sa component po ang
Sige, well, I'll drill down on that later on. Kasi in 2025, meron na naman eh. Diba? May 2 billion dito na Fisaro or anong tawag doon? Yung, yung FLR, no? /FLR. So I want to understand bakit nagkakaganon. Alright?
Bakit siya hindi na-distribute?
Oo nga, bakit nga hindi na-distribute? Anong ni Senator Bam? Kasi may ano ito, 'di ba? Even assuming sige, amendment/insertion, pero may mga estudyante naman nag-a-apply, 'di ba? Na qualified. Bakit hindi na lang ibigay ito? Nakasulat kasi dito sa report niyo, request for SARO has been returned due to non-compliance with the requirements of DBM of list of grantees. So who generates the list of grantees? Diba kayo rin nag-generate ng list of grantees? Or hindi qualified? Yung mga rin-refer sa nyo hindi qualified?
Mr. Chair, for the Fisaro for 2025 po, the Unifast sent a request to DBM. Yes, the DBM returned it because the requirement is that there should be a complete listing of the students. But up to now po, we have not received pa most of the listing from our legislators na meron pong allocation po doon sa ating pong supposed to be na SICA for 2025.
Yung nagre-refer sa inyo?
Yes po. Yes
Sa 2024,
po.
ganun rin?
Ganun din po sa 2024, Mr. Chair. That's why with our we are proposing po sana that with the initial listing that we receive from our legislators, if we can already request partial release of SARO corresponding to the complete listing po, and then kasi if we will wait for the complete listing for the amount, mukhang matatagalan po, Mr. Chair.
The step is recommendation, di ba? Second is qualification. Correct? So they're not qualified.
Or there was no
Or there's no
Wala pa pong recommendation kasi
wala ring recommendation.
yes, kasi
Sayang yung pera.
Kaya nga po, kukunin na lang na bayad ng free hire. Nakita namin to when we deep dive on the financial status of UACTE.
Actually, kung kukunin mo yung 2025, that's 4 billion. So pwede na namin gamitin ni 4 billion o pwede nyo nang gamitin ni 4 billion dun sa 12 billion na free higher education, di ba? Na shortfall. Di ba? 12 billion ang kulang. 7 billion bibigyan ng CHED. Di ba? May 4 billion na tayong napulot ngayon. So 11 billion na yan. So dadagdagan na lang namin 1 billion. Tama? Tama, Tama, Edie?
Mr. Chair, we go through lang po kasi sa GAB po kasi during the congressional hearing, the Congress already committed po to assume all the to cover all the deficiencies po ng free higher education. So,
wag muna exactly, it's different, no? Hindi. Pag-usapan muna natin yun itong deficiency na 12 billion. 7 billion will be covered by CHED, correct?
From the HEDF po.
Ngayon, may 4 billion tayo na pulot, correct? So 11 billion na yan, tama? Edie? So 1 billion na lang balance na hahanapin namin. Okay? So we're trying to solve a problem here. So kung 1 billion na lang, I think that's mas madali-dali na sa amin to look for that 1 billion. Tama ba, Edie? Chairperson?
Yes po. Itong total 4.3 billion will be due end of 2025.
Yes. Correct.
So if we are going to use this, I do not know what language of the provision so that we can use that all to support the deficiency in free hire. Kaya po ang ipinisent ko lang sa DBM noon is yung 2.5 billion support part of the deficit because in the 2024 mas lesser ang challenge kasi nandun sa provision, yung GAA provision, nagagamitin ang savings from CHED and SOC. Kaya po, yun ang pinisent ko sa DBM.
May nagka-suggestion, Chairperson. Baka po kailangan natin ng timing. No? Kasi ano naman to, para to sa semester, di ba? So, we can put the timing na if at a certain point, kailangan lang gamitin. Di ba napag-usapan lang natin na may tulong-dulong na naman yung mga SUC? Meron, di ba? So, yung tulong-dulong ng SUC, dapat gamit yan by a certain point, by a certain time. Like, maybe some legislators will say, bahala na si PSU, maghanap ng scholars. I don't know if that happened committee na. But it's possible, di ba? So, walang nasasayang. Kasi ang raming nakapila. Naghihintay kayo ng mga referral. At a certain point, kung wala pang nare-refer, the school should be able to find already the students who are deserving of the added scholarship. Anyway, ang rate lang na nabibigyan natin sa mga SUC, we're just giving less than 25%. So may 75% pa yan na pwedeng matulungan. Diba? Baka we can include sa special provisions na by this date, by the start of the school year or midpoint of the school year, dapat na-disburse na. Diba? Otherwise, kukunin nyo ng ibang ahensya or kukunin nyo ng DBM. Diba? Magandang suggestion po ba yun, Chairperson Shirley? Put a timing to it?
Yes po, timing talaga. Tama po yung suggestion nyo. But yung FISARO for 2025, because of the recalibrated way forward and policy that we will be making, sa UNIFAS law, which you are the main...
Sa Senator Angara.
Senator Angara. FAS law. FAS law po kasi, it covers the 4 Ps, the single parent, ano pang meron? IPs, WD. So to date, kukunti pa lang po ang nabibigyan. Po kasi sana yung FISARA ng 2025 through a policy that will be presented to UNIFAS board, baka po doon namin i-expand. Madaming number kasi from DSWD.
Mind Chair Shirley, kung isama niyo yan sa prioritization. I know that 10931 only indicated listahanan and 4Ps, but if another law indicated other priorities, it can be harmonized through your guidelines. Na isama sa prioritization yung PWD, isama ang children of single solo parents. I think that's a good idea. I don't know if my colleagues will agree with me, but ako tingin ko magandang idea po yan na ilagay siya sa prioritization, and that can be part of the new guidelines of test, no?
Well, nakita ko kasi may 4 billion na pwedeng paggamitan. Pag-aralan na lang natin to. I'm asking my team also to study it. Ang punto ko lang naman is kung mayroon tayong nakikitang savings or unutilized, no? Let's use it to cover those things that we need to cover, no? Katulad yung balance ng free higher education. Para mapondohan, kasi may request pa kayong you have a wish list of 16 billion eh. So maghahanap pa kami ng 16 billion. No? So that's not a small amount. So I'm trying to fix a problem right now para yung ibang items sa wish list nyo mag-grant naman natin. No? So but pag-aralan nyo, pag-aaralan namin tong paano gamitin yung 4 billion. All right? So there's a request from the Legal Education Board to present, but let's hold on that. Actually, ngayon ko lang nakita kasi yung ano nyo. We'll call on Senator JV first, and then after you can present your. Yeah.
May I request? Yeah, I understand where you are coming from po. Para lang one time, big time, mabayaran na yung deficiency. May we work closely with your team? Because this tulong-dunong program na FISARO na 2 billion, we will be yet to coordinate with the regional offices. There might be pending lists which are still undergoing validation. So we would like to work with your team.
Yeah, just coordinate with our office. But that's yun ang takbo, no? That's a chain of thought that we are thinking. We recognize Senator JV Arcito.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Good morning to the CHED family. Anyway, as the principal sponsor of the Universal Healthcare Act, patuloy natin binabantayan yung mga pinagtitibay upang matiyak na bawat Pilipino may access sa dekalidad na tatabukahing serbisyong pangkalusugan. And also, we'd like to thank the education initiatives of the higher education institutions na naglalayan magbigay suporta sa ating healthcare system. For fiscal year 2026, CHED expenditure program has allocated 150 million as a seed fund for the development of medical schools in 7 new SUCs offering medical programs. Ang katanungan ko po, can the Commission identify which SUCs are included in this initiative and what are the expected outputs or timelines for these new medical programs to become fully operational? Sige, ma'am.
Yeah, we'll just call for the director of OPSD,
Okay po, ma'am.
Senator,
Sige po.
because I think you are referring to the seed fund.
Sige, ma'am. Please, you have the floor already. We just want to know yung can the Commission identify the SUCs that are included in the initiative and what are the expected outputs? Yung po sa development of medical schools in 7 new SUCs offering medical program.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Your Honors. I'm Cherry of the Office of Programs and Standards Development, and we are the office that implements the seed fund project for the medical program. For the next batch of grantees, Your Honor, yes, we have 7 pipeline state universities and colleges. If you allow me, I can mention them. We have the Bataan Peninsula State University, the University of Rizal System, University of Eastern Philippines, Bukidnon State University, Cotabato State University, Northeastern Mindanao State University, and Benguet State University, La Trinidad Campus. These are state universities that have applied for programs and are in the pipeline. Should they be able to comply with all the requirements, they will be approved by the Commission and Bank to offer the programs. The Seed Fund project, Your Honor, is intended to capacitate our state universities. Priority are our new state universities who will be offering the medical programs. The components would include upgrading or for their laboratories. We'd like to strengthen their laboratories so that they will be able to deliver quality instruction. It can also go to the development of instructional facilities, among others. So this is how we develop and help our state universities and colleges as aligned in the Doktor Para sa Bayan Act. Thank you, Your Honor.
So those 7 are already in the pipeline. So when do you expect for them to start talaga po yung ano to offer the medical program?
Expected to start 26-27, Your Honor, provided they will be able to comply. But recently, it will still be for the approval of the CEB. The Bukidnon State University has been recommended by a technical panel to be authorized to offer the medical program. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you for that. Under the Medical Scholarship and Return Service Program, the budget for fiscal 2026 stands at 909.99 million to support 2,669 ongoing and 350 new scholars. Ilan na po ba sa ating MSRSP graduates ang nakabalik na sa serbisyo, and how is CHED ensuring compliance with the return service requirement so that every peso invested truly translates into doctors serving our people rather than moving to the private sector abroad? Kayo po ba, madam?
Ours is the support to the medical schools, but the scholarship aspect, MSRS, is with another office, Your Honor. Thank you, sir.
Sige po. Yes.
May we
Person
request
Shirley Gomez. Sino
may
po?
we request Director Cor to apprise you of the concern,
Sige po.
Your Honor.
You have the floor.
Good morning po. For the case of the medical scholarships program of CHED, we expect that there would be 2,669 po that would be incoming po for the 2026 academic year 26-27. So prior to that year po, there would be expected to graduate ng 530 po na they will take their licensure exam to become medical doctors po. As of now, 530 po.
530.
Opo.
Okay.
So, pag maging medical doctors na po sila, doon po sila ide-deploy for their return service po. Yung for the case po naman doon sa mga ongoing po yung return service, meron na po as of record po na 2 last year. We're just updating it now po. We can provide the figures. Yun po. But as of now, meron na pong 2 last year po. We're just recalibrating po the figures po kung ilan na po yung for medical internship return service po for this ano po.
Okay, thank you for that information. Good to know that there are about 530
Yes,
already
Apo.
na doctors, no? Becoming
Apo.
na magbabalik serbisyo na.
Apo.
Ano, may phone question lang, Sir Chairman, from our media. Yung Cebu Normal University, siguro Chairperson Naggrupis can answer. Cebu Normal University is seeking approval from the Commission on Higher Education and its Board of Regents to full implement online classes until the end of the current school year. The CNU cited the structural damage and permit violations discovered in its campus buildings after the September 30 earthquake as reasons for seeking online classes. So, ang tanong lang po, aaproban po ba ito ng CHED, and paano po ang the rest of the school buildings in Cebu and those affected by the earthquake? Sine-check po ba nila kung structurally sound mga eskwelahan, universities and colleges po.